Okay, well, we're done with this part. Now we probably have my least favorite part of the entire game to go through next. I'll explain why when we get there. I'm not talking about the temple. I'm talking more about the area before the temple. It's a very, very, very annoying area. Before I do that, though... Well, actually, I gotta get out of here first. So let's go ahead and use the ocarina to... Actually, no, before I do that... I'm gonna very quickly check the Bomber's Notebook. Because I don't really know when I'm supposed to buy the mask. Okay. It's at the end of the third day, so during the... during 10 o'clock at the third day, so... Or 10 p.m. during the third day, so... I don't have to worry about that right now, but I will get that a little later. For now, I think it's about time that we actually start ascending to the third area. Or, no, the third area. The fourth temple. Okay, so next we're going to start heading towards the stone tower. Once again, I'm definitely not going to do the temple in this cycle. I'm at least going to get to the owl statue, though. I honestly don't have really very much faith in myself to actually get the temple done in this cycle. I'm sure it can be done, especially by a speedrunner or an expert player, but I don't know. I just don't really have any confidence, and I honestly really don't want to try, because then I have to do a lot of backtracking and stuff through the temple because I have to do the stray fairies and that kind of stuff, so I'm honestly not going to worry about it. I'm just going to go through it at my own pace, so that's why I'm going to wait till the next cycle. Okay, so here's the first part of Stone Tower. The temple is actually at the very top of this tower. And to climb up this tower, you have to actually climb up quite a ways. To get up there, you have to step on these switches, and these switches actually move the square blocks around. However, whenever you step off the switches, the blocks will go back to their original position. So, what you have to do is you have to play the Elegy of Emptiness to actually get around. I'm trying to memorize it right now. It's a right, left, right, down, right, up, left. Not a very memorable pattern, but all you gotta remember is right, left, right, and then it's counterclockwise from down all the way to the left, so I guess that's the best way to remember it. And this is going to be very, very annoying with the C-stick. It really is going to be. There we go. Okay, finally. I think I have to do this at least like 9 times to actually get to the top. So this is going to be really, really annoying. I'm not going to cut out the footage unless I have to, though. Because I could just, you know, cut out the 10 or 15 seconds of me playing the ocarina, but this could end up being a short video, so I'm going to see if I actually need to cut it out or not before I actually do anything. Okay, so as the guy, or I don't know if the guy mentioned it or if you were just to know this by default, but as you can see, there are 3 blocks, meaning you have to actually make 3 clones of yourselves. But, thankfully, you have other masks and other forms, so you can actually make, at the most, 4 clones of yourself. You can't use the Deku clone, though, because the Deku clone is not heavy enough to actually hold down the switch. And the Goron clone actually freaks me out a little bit. I wonder what that giant scar on his stomach is from. But yeah, you basically have to create clones of all your different forms to actually climb up here. Which can be kind of annoying and kind of tedious. You have to switch out a lot of your items, which is really annoying. Okay, so let's get out Zora Link now. I actually kind of like the Zora clone, I think. I don't remember correctly if it's the one I like or not, but from what I remember, it's a cool form. Okay, so let us play the Elegy of Emptiness again. And there we go, the Zora Link. Yeah, I kind of like the Zora Link one. The mouth is kind of weird, but it's not as scary as the other two. And if I remember correctly, the Deku one looks pretty bad too. Okay, anyways, these three switches right here, you don't have to worry about hitting them. They're basically ways you can actually get down the tower. So, as you can probably guess, since we're climbing up, not climbing down, we don't actually have to hit those. So we'll ignore those switches for the time being. Okay, there's a switch right there. Watch out for the falling rocks. And yeah, I'll just go ahead and play as Human Link. And also remember that you can't have two of your same form clones on the screen at once. So, as you can see, I'm playing it as Human Link now. So the older clone I made with Human Link earlier will actually disappear. And then we'll create a new one to actually hold this switch. I hope I'm actually on the switch and it doesn't, like, count as me being off the switch. Okay, no, I'm good. Never mind. Okay, so let's climb up some more. Gonna get on this hookshot point before I actually try looking around. Most of the time you actually have to stand on the hookshot points before you can actually reach a higher one. Okay, watch out for the Beamoses. I hate the Beamoses. Is this actually the first time we're seeing the Beamos in this game? I don't think we've seen it anywhere else, actually. Basically, though, if you don't know what Beamoses do, they basically fire a beam at you whenever you're in their field of vision, so they can see me right now, so they're going to keep on firing a beam until I get out of their vision. Unfortunately, they're right there next to the switch, so that's going to be really, really annoying. I like how you can actually see the beam, like, while I'm playing the guitar. Okay, we got another clone to hold the switch down. And just so you know, that cutscene was basically just showing you that the older clone, or rather the switch the older clone was holding, gets reset, so if you see something like that, don't freak out. Just remember that you had another clone earlier on, and that one was just disappearing. Okay, come on. Please just latch on to the point, please. Really, though, it's my fault for trying to use the C stick again and not the X and Y buttons. I've made that mistake so many times. Well, it's just that I'm so used to using the C buttons in the actual N64 games. Okay, there we go. I'm wondering if this is actually the last one. I don't think it is, but we've actually been climbing up here for a while now. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't. Nor would I be surprised if it was, either. Okay, now I think we have one more set of platforms to climb. And once again, these switches right here are just to control those blocks if you ever want to climb down, even though that's stupid. Because, like, once you reach the owl statue, you can pretty much just warp out of here. And then vice versa, you pretty much just have to warp up there if you ever want to climb again. Okay, we have these stupid rocks over here. And I'm still getting hit by the rocks, what the hell. Okay, so... Okay, there's a hookshot point somewhere. You know, that's where I came from. Not over there. Oh, it's right there. Okay. And I cannot reach that for some reason. Let's move a little closer. I still can't reach it. Is there another switch, or... No, I guess that's the only one. Maybe if I just try to move closer. Okay, not quite. Maybe I actually have to be on the ground. Okay, there we go. What? Oh, stupid bat! Or bad bat, Keese, whatever you are, stupid bat. Oh, not of the second day. You know what, I probably could finish the temple now that I think about it, but I'm still not going to risk it. I'll still do it at the beginning of the next cycle. And this could be the last one. Is it? It is! Yes! Finally. Okay, so here we are, guys. We're finally at the top. Stone Tower Temple is right over there. As I think I mentioned before, it's probably my favorite temple in the entire game. And over here we have the owl statue. Make sure you hit it, so you never have to climb up the stupid tower ever again. And I guess that's all I'm going to do for right now. As I said earlier, I'm not actually going to start the temple in this cycle, but it will definitely be the first thing I'm going to do in the next cycle, so you have that to look forward to. For now, though, I'm actually going to warp back to Clock Town, and I'll see you in front of the Curiosity Shop at 10 p.m. on night of the final day. Okay, here we are in front of the Curiosity Shop, 10 p.m., night of the final day. On the final day, the Curiosity Shop guy actually has a special item that he's going to sell you. Now, there are two different items you can get. The first item is what you see here, which is the all-night mask. It is worth 500 rupees, so you have to have the Giant's wallet before you can actually purchase it. The other item you can get is the big bomb bag. And basically what determines what item you get is what you do with the old lady on night of the first day. If you save the old lady, the all-night mask will be there. If you don't save the old lady, the big bomb bag will be there. So that is what determines that. For now, though, that is all I'm going to do in this cycle. I will do something with the all-night mask later on. I'm going to go ahead and play the Song of Time and return to Dawn of the First Day. And I will see you guys next time on more Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, where I will actually start the Stone Tower Temple on the next cycle. Later, folks.